This is probably the most scummy thing you can do. And this impacts us not only online, like what I'm about to show you, but it also impacts us in person. When you're at your card shows, when you're at your convention, when you're walking around with your girl next to your side and you go see a card that you like and you're looking at it and you go, why is this comp so high? I listened to Anthony. He said, look on TCG, look at last solds on eBay. Why is this raw card so high? And then they hit you right in the face. Figuratively, not literally. They hit you with the, well, that's a potential PSA 10. Well, that's a likely candidate to black label. What the hell are you talking about? So today's topic is about those circumstances. Now, we're obviously not at a convention. We're not at a card show. This isn't Cardachew. This isn't Collecticon. This isn't Eastbound, Westbound, whatever card show you go across the country, across the globe. Around the globe, flat earthers across the globe. You immediately need to block these type of sellers. You can get a proactive approach thanks to people like me. You're welcome. You're welcome. You can take a proactive approach. Or while you're at that card show and you're looking at that card and you go, yeah, I'd love this thing. It's for my PC. And they hit you with one of those, it's a potential PSA 10, or it's a candidate for black label. You put the card, thank you very much. Put your hands in the air, maybe. And then you move on with your life. All right, yeah, no, that's how you grip. And you move on. What'd you say? Potentially kiss my ass. You know what I'm saying? I don't need that kind of negativity. I don't need that kind of BS. We don't need that in the community. We're in a spot where we're trying to break through that ceiling. And to become number one, we got to address these sort of situations that pop up. So today, I'm going to help you virtually. But it's your responsibility as that buyer and seller to make sure you avoid doing this, to make sure you avoid the people doing this. Now, Anthony, this seems a little like you're doxing these guys. You're calling these guys out. And you've got a powerful platform. You got a powerful platform. And you're saying and doing things that really shouldn't be done. Well, guess what? I'm sick of it. I see it in person. I see it online. And I'm calling it out. So block these individuals. Keep a vigilant ear. Listen to what's happening around you. Let's jump right in. I'm going to give you 4 real-life examples between... Listen, this is around Dragon Ball. Yes. I'm going to give you some examples outside of that TCG. And I'm going to give you the tools that you need to make sure you avoid them. Let's look at the first one today. Shout out to Gateway to the West TCG, baby. Look at this. Someone's finally calling me back. Hang on. I'll call you in 10 minutes. Yikes. Finally called me back a little too late. This is Gateway to the West TCG. Gateway to the West TCG. Let me move this up a little bit closer. Some of you are old like Ram Fam. You gotta gotta look in there. Look at this late. Look at this. Look at this. Hey. Dragon Ball Super Son Goku FB10001. Leader rare. Well, yeah, definitely a Dragon Ball card. So far, so good. It's definitely Son Goku. I see the name and I can read it. It is FB10001, and it's absolutely a leader. The problem that I have with this, and look, he's got little fucking Naruto dude. BGS Black Label, didn't even spell label right. Black Label Potential. $425. Okay. Couple of things to address here. If I cared, or if you cared about my opinion as a human being, specifically around the quality of the car, you would be purchasing Ram Fam Grading Company. You'd send it to me, I'd give you my opinion, and I would grade the car and I'll send it right back to you. But with respect, you don't give a crap about my opinion. Thus, I don't give a crap about your opinion. That's why I submitted into BGS, because I give a crap about their opinion. They're trained, they have the resources, they have the tools, they have SOPs, they have the technology, they have the Well, Ram Fam, I drive a car every day. I know how to fix my car. Do you? You don't know the difference between brake fluid and motor oil. You don't know how to pop the hood. You got to call your dad. You got to use ChatGPT last week. If I asked you to change your tire, you're not loosening those lug nuts before you lift the wheel because you're brain dead, right? With respect, our opinions don't matter when it comes to the quality of the car, with the exception is if we say it's good enough to give to that grading company. And it is that grading company's opinion that we care about. Gateway to the West TCG, I don't give a crap about your opinion. You can write on every single one of your cards that this is a black label potential. Everything's a black label potential. Look, chat, look at all these black label potentials I have right here. It all has the potential. I'm a black label potential. This is ridiculous. Your opinion, your thoughts on... Let me tell you something right now. Raw card, $135. Again, for you oldies. $135. I pick up this card right now. Raw. First off, how are you checking the border on this one? How do you check the surface area? If this card was a black label, and I mean this numbskull really believed to his core, like the disciples getting hung onto the fucking trees, or wherever the hell they were, if you truly believe that was a black label potential, you know what you would have done? Instead of asking for $300 over comps, you would have spent $85 to $95 to get that graded by black label. You would have figured out that label is spelt L-A-B-E-L in the process. And then you could actually sell this over the crappy comps that you have listed in here. And what's funny is that you label this as near mint. So it's signified, classified, described, the adjective used for this card was near mint, which is actually what? BGS 7 or 8. Even a BGS 9 is mint, you numbskull. Well, I just had to do that because they didn't have no mint. But you misspelled label. And again, nobody... Look. These people infuriate me. Infuriate. Is there even another photo of this? Can you even see the back? Oh my God. I'm going to get so small. This guy's got no other photos? We have no other photos to this? You're going to try and sell me, you mother... You're going to try and sell me a 3X comp card with no other photo than the front? First off, what's that whitening? Maybe it's the glare, but you know what? You're so stupid, you didn't even take a photo of the card outside of the penny sleeve. I can't even see the back of this. There's one photo. What a schmuck. Gateway to the West. This is the gateway to get scammed. To waste your money. I'd rather buy this for $135. I mean, truthfully, I'd rather rip it. Speaking of rip it, we do snips and rips because I use scissors. To snip our packs, manga packs, Ultra Limits, Raging Roar, Cross Forces. We got 50 story times coming in. $1 start, all of it. Tuesdays, 9 o'clock. Saturdays, 10 p.m. Make sure you're there. Whatnot. Drop it below. Maybe you want to become a seller. You want to join the community. You can do that too. It's in the description. To spend $300 more on a one photoer? Honestly, we should just report this listing. It's so stupid. I actually DM'd this guy. Hang on. Can I read my DMs? How do I read my DMs from here? Message. I know I DM'd you. There it is, chat. I'm a man. You thought I was into you, chat? I said, what do you mean? Look at this. I even spelled it for you. What do you mean by black label? Oh, that means the centering, edges, corners, and the surface has a good shot at getting a black label if graded. This would be a good buy for someone wanting to grade the car. Now, at the end of this transaction, if I were to purchase this car and I sent this off to grading and it came back a 9 or a 10, anything less than black label, his response would be, oh, sorry, my bad. He has no responsibility at that time. But he can say whatever he wants up to the point where money was transferred. He sent it twice. Fine. I said, oh, wow. How long have you worked at Beckett? He sends a photo of one black label within 3 cards. I just do this as a hobby. I think what he's really trying to say is, hey, look, 33% of the time, I'm right. Well, I sent in 30 cards one time, and I got 7 black labels. Does that mean I know how to identify a black label? Let's continue on with this. I said, I drive a car, but it doesn't mean I can fix it. Even by using your own examples, you were wrong 2 of the 3 times. And then I sent him these photos. Look, black label, black label, black label, black label. Bunch of cards, a bunch of cards, a bunch of cards. I said, based on that, I say you have no ability to say it's a black label candidate or really any grade. If your opinion mattered, you wouldn't be grading your cards. You wouldn't be grading your cards with a grading company, right? He would open up his own, or he can just tell people like this MBA. No, that's a 10 for sure. Ram, that's a 10. No one's forcing you to buy it. You're right. You're 100% right. No one's forcing you to buy it. Same way no one's forcing me to make this video, but I am. Nevertheless, go ahead and block it. Go ahead and don't do business with anybody online that has the audacity to tell you what this could potentially be graded by someone else. Because it's just a load of horse. It's really what it is. They're looking to scam you. You wouldn't believe it, but he has a second card up there, except this one's a little bit different. Are you kidding me? Dragon Ball Super. Woo-wee! Altar? You kidding me? The Z girl? Dude, I got a little bit of I got a fetish problem because of women like this. Golly, boy. How I got married twice, I'll never know. FB 10076. Altar. This one, we're spicing it up a little bit. PSA 10 potential. My brother in cry. What do you mean? Actually, this card, $23. You're trying to squeeze out another $12 out of me by lying and saying it's PSA 10 potential? Spoiler alert, maybe it's not because I'm zoomed in. Cool, it's not. Once again, only one photo. And of course, it's taken in a penny sleeve. Now, what's funny is for PSA 10, Dragon Ball as a whole has some pretty good potential. Bandai itself in general, but more specifically, Dragon Ball has the opportunity to PSA 10. I'll say again, these are all PSA 10 potentials, chat. DM me, shoot me an email, send up a flare, send a pigeon. I'll sell you all these. I'm not even going to charge PSA 10 rates. I'm going to give it to you 75% PSA rates. I'm a nice guy. Me and Gateway to the West TCG are looking after you guys. Near rent. What did he put for the description? Look at that. Seller assumes all responsibility for this listing. All right, cool. Good for you. Ungraded, near mint or better. Ships fast. What a great description. No, I won't even show you the back of the card. You take my word for it. And this guy's got a what? An 89.5? Yo, look at this. So I decided to buy a box from this guy. And I know the risk I took by buying the box unsealed. But I took positive reviews. What could go wrong? What wrong? Well, obviously, I got the box and opened all the packs, and from Bandai, you are warranted 2 hits, an SR and an R in the box. But this guy decided to sell the box with 24 packs and added the promo card. The entire box only had rare on packs. No SRs, no other hits. Item was not described, and poor communication on responsibility. Well, that's shocking, guys. That's shocking. That's such a shocking turn of events. Whoa, is that a PSA 10 candidate? Look at that strong PSA 10. Look, it's not just RTCG, chat. OP, they got them. Look at that strong PSA 10 candidate. Strong, ships fast. This is a strong one. Strong one. Helmet, go figure. Another strong one. Oh my God, this guy's such trash. Yo, low pop. Chat, low pop on a 9.5. This is funny for 2 different reasons. Reason number 1, he probably fucking graded this and got a 9.5. Reason number 2, it's 9.5. It's a low pop because all the other good ones are getting 10s and black labels, you schmuck. I graded a black label in this exact card. Does that mean I know black label? Guys, if you have a question on FBO9037, I'm your guy. Hey. This is ridiculous, dude. Yo, low pop. Low pop does not mean it is sought after. Look at this, PSA 9s. Yeah? Obviously, you don't know how to grade. You graded these. Guarantee you. Schmuck. Block this guy. And anyone like him. I feel bad for those 4 followers. Now, Ramfam, you mentioned earlier. Listen, I didn't do business with this guy. This guy's clearly a schmuck. I wouldn't give him my money. I will say, though, that this is not just impacting Dragon. This is impacting all TCGs, as you saw. You can even go onto Pokemon. This guy relisted this thing like 17 times. The hero. And great, he's got 100% positive review. But this kind of stuff, potential PSA 10, at least you got the back of the photo. That's cool. That's all. I can already tell that's off-center. I can already tell that is off-center. Already can tell it, baby. Do you see that, chat? That's off-center. Can I zoom in more? I don't know. Make this bigger? You see this? That's off-center. The top is thicker than the side. I guess it would be like this. This is thicker than this. Unreal. You see this? Keep on going. Keep on. You move on. You get the hell out of there. You get that. Get out of there as soon as you can. Here's another one. Easy EBR98, 100% positive. Look at this. Super mint. Super mint. PSA 10 potential. Condition is used. Woo! At least he has the decency to give you photos, but just enough. Just enough. So you can see kind of the edges. Oh, look, you can see a couple different angles. You know. I can't tell anything from a fucking angle photo. How am I supposed to check centering? This is like the cards like this and the photo camera's coming from here. What am I supposed to do with that? I think you get the point. $450 on this one. Chat, listen. This is not just an eBay thing. You go on to WhatNot. You see the guy showing off the card. And then he asks for the comps. Or you ask for the comps, right? And he tells you, yeah. $150. $150 for a $75 card. That doesn't seem right to me. Does it seem right to you? Probably not. And then you ask the guy or gal, why so high above? Well, this is a really clean cup. You swipe out of it. And you go to someone else like Fat Dad. You go to me. You go to Kai Collects. You go to whomever. Doesn't really matter, to be honest. And I say that because there's no scenario where you should be paying over market for a card. I'm going to get rid of these idiots for just a second. And come back down to our original example. Whether it's eBay, whether it is WhatNot, you find yourself at a card show and you see a card you really like. Maybe they have comps, a nice little comp sticker. Maybe they got one of these. Look at this. Maybe they got one of these little stickers right there in the corner. Does that card say $50? Last I checked, that was $25. You take out your phone, you double check. It looks like a $25 card. And you, hey man, is that an old comp? No, that's not an old comp. I comped that myself yesterday. Well, why is it so high? Super clean copy, bro. Super clean. I grade it myself, but I don't want to wait. Okay, thanks. And you walk. You get the hell out of there. You don't want to be involved. There's no good from that. Because if your opinion mattered, if you had something worthwhile to say, I'd be sending it to your grading company. And short of you being John Beckett, I don't know if there's really a John Beckett, your opinion doesn't matter. And unless you're the guy that is grading my cards, I don't care. So keep that in mind as you go through your collecting, as you go through your shopping, as you're pricing things out. Now, I can make an argument. Ram, this card's $135. The guy was asking for $140, $145. All right. If it did look like a good clean copy, the vendor was cool. I get it. He needs to make his money. Maybe he bought it at 70, 80, 90%. Maybe he pulled it. I don't really care. I understand if you got a little bit of something. Hey, you want to make another $5? Want to pay for your table? You're taking your girl or your guy out for a nice dinner? I'm all about it. I understand. People purchase stuff. Do what you want with your money, right? But this black label potential, this idiot still hasn't even fixed this. That's ridiculous. Don't involve yourself with the sort of people. Ooh, Ram, so what do I do? What do I do? How do I buy the cards that I want? You go to reputable people on eBay with good scores, good reviews, quality photos. You go to conventions, you build those relationships with these people. You look at the cards, you negotiate, you talk, right? If right at the beginning of the date, I'm sitting down in the... I got my suit and tie. I feel like Justin Timberlake. And I'm on my first date. And on the first date, she dropped some crazy ass shit. Like, by the way, I'm a felon. I had to get permission to come out on this date, but I got to be back at my halfway house by 11. I'm probably going to end the date right then and there. You know what I mean? Unless you're into that stuff. And now that I think about it, maybe I'm a little. And it's very concerning when people don't realize it. Don't get scooped into this. Don't get swept away in the sea of bullshit. Ramfam's here. Chat, if you haven't already, like, subscribe, put your comment below. I don't know. Ram, you're blowing this out of proportion. Anyone can list anything online. Sure. Ram, did you just dox this guy? Yeah. You know why? Because 2 million people a day go on eBay. But I only got like 600 plus subscribers. So in the grand scheme of things, it's okay. Avoid these kind of people in person. Avoid them online. If you want to make comps your own number, if you don't want to listen to what TCG says, you don't want to listen to what eBay says, you just want to pay what you want to pay. You know where you can go? Tuesdays, 9 p.m. Eastern. Saturdays, 10 p.m. Eastern on WhatNot. Say and collects. I literally dollar start everything. In fact, I also give away free manga packs. Like 10 to 12 of them every stream. That's my giveaway. So make sure you're there. You can make your own comps. You pay what you want. You want to be over? Go over. You want to pay market? Go market. You want to pay under? Pay under. I don't care. As long as you're happy. Chat, we'll be back here again tomorrow with some more amazing content. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow. Comment below. What do you think? Let me know. We'll see you then.